What's going on, guys? LordKing here again, back with another Dragon Ball Super review show, Dragon Ball Super episode 87. If you guys haven't seen my UFC review show from earlier today, then please do go check that out. But let's go straight into it. So obviously we all know that they're still assembling the team. Goku has either 2 days maybe left, a little 1.5 days to assemble this team. So obviously, as we saw last episode, he was with Android 17, and they're talking about the how trying to get him into the team, etc., etc. Let's end up talking about the Super Dragon Balls. How they can be, how whoever wins is going to actually obtain Super Dragon Balls and they can make a wish. It eventually goes into this thing, well, just to say it now, Android 17 basically says that he wants to use the wish for make like a big $1 billion any boat and buy a yacht and travel his family all over the world and things. And it was quite odd because you would think with these Super Dragon Balls you could wish for something better when you could do that with the normal Dragon Balls. So it was a pretty crappy wish, to be honest, but I'm not sure if that was a legit thing or not. So moving on, a spacecraft comes in and starts taking up the animals, including the Minotaurus, the really rare one. And as they're about to dash away, Goku tells 17 to grab onto him. He uses his instant transmission to get onto the ship. Android 18 knows what's going on, so does Krillin. They're saying something's kind of happening at the moment because they're aware that they're travelling away somewhere. They basically beat these little dorky soldiers, and they have like a little funny rock paper scissors scene because obviously Goku wants to fight the boss, and because he's the strongest. And we then see this thing where the boss says the Minotaurus is really rare and it sells for a hell of a lot of money, especially the horn, and it could be used for like immortal sort of properties and some weird medicine sort of stuff. 17 destroys the next big henchman, and obviously Goku takes his ones out, and then 17 goes against these ones with these pink sort of sword blade things. He obviously destroys them in a nice sort of cinematic sort of thing. Goku then has this little moment saying that he can't be saved. 17 holds him back, and this evil frog guy, I'm not really too sure how to describe him, he basically says that he has this self-destruct switch inside of him, and when he presses this button, himself and the whole ship will blow up. So he basically threatens to do it. So now the obvious thing here is obviously 17 and, well, as Geekdom pointed out in his video, 17 and Goku, they wouldn't be destroyed by this blast most likely, but obviously it's a little bit dangerous, and especially with all the animals they're trying to save. So obviously they did this bit, and then they also went into like a little cool scene where it actually showed the ship blowing up. It was in a grey. This is I kind of got a little bit shocked here because at first I was a little bit thrown back by this. They did a bit where the screen was grey, and it showed the ship blowing up, and then all of them blowing up, and it was actually turned out to be in Beerus's dream. He woke up, and then he obviously shows that he's relatively in sync with Goku, and he knows what's kind of happening at the time. It was then also quite a nice scene at Capsule Corporation showing Vegeta and all that. Vegeta's getting a little bit annoyed that the gods are still at his house. Goku basically says he wants to take out this henchman guy, this massive frog guy, and 17 then has this quite nice sort of scene where he basically says, take care of my family and give them a good life, etc. And because he basically tried to sacrifice his own life, and as Geekdom pointed out, similar to the Vegeta sort of thing, he tries sacrificing his own life to pretty much just take out the henchman and kill himself. Quite a nice sort of homage to that. So then, obviously, what he does is he basically takes the frog guy outside of the spaceship, he blasts him out of the spaceship, and they're obviously Android 17 and the frog guy are in space pretty much. So then Goku basically goes Super Saiyan Blue. He does this cool thing where he flies through the hole and he basically grabs them both and then teleports to King Kai's, which I thought was this really funny sort of throwback moment to the Cell, where they actually mentioned Cell in this, but I thought it was a hilarious sort of moment that it just reminded me so much of it, that where he transported Cell there to self-destruct. The moment when 17 actually did say take care of it, it kind of perked me up a little bit. I was thinking, bloody hell, I thought that could have been the way that Toriyama was going to almost just, I don't know, so he probably would have been revived somehow if it happened, but I thought it could have been a way that 17 may have just been taken out of action for a little bit, and it kind of got me interested a little bit more. Obviously we all know they're both going to be alive, but it was quite an interesting sort of part to it. So yeah, as I was saying, they went to King Kai's planet. It was quite a funny moment, both reminiscing about Cell, and Dende then basically says telepathically to Goku that he hasn't got a bomb. I'm not sure how Dende knows. Obviously he's a god, he's maybe all-knowing or whatever, but I'm not sure how he knows. And he basically says he hasn't got a bomb. He then flicks the switch anyway, and this confetti sort of stuff comes out of his mouth or whatever it comes from, because apparently they're having a party on the ship. Now, a small little thing that I was a bit confused about at the time is I'm not really too sure what happened to the animals, because obviously they both teleported out. Goku teleported instant transmission or whatever to King Kai's planet, but I really have no idea what happened to the animals. So, and because then we get into a scene where it shows them being fine on the ground and letting all the animals off, and the Minotaurus as well. So 17 then says he's going to join the team, he's going to have Goten and Trunks watch the island, and they have like a small bonding moment saying how the enemies now become the allies, and how Boo is an ally too, etc. 17's then just reminiscing about all these sort of memories. It was quite a nice moment, to be honest. And it basically ended with that. Overall, it was quite a nice episode. It wasn't a filler episode, but it was just very. It was a kind of one to build the time and obviously let the hours count down. I think it was 23 hours left until this tournament. Now what we did have is next week we have what I think is going to be the episode, probably the best episode in all of this build up. It's basically Gohan and Piccolo training again. So if you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, then you will know that Gohan was and Piccolo was the most pivotal sort of person to Gohan apart from Goku for training and things, especially in the build up to the Cell games and stuff like that. Obviously Gohan, and well, even before that, the whole actual original training of Gohan, Piccolo was the guy that had the biggest sort of influence to him. So this is what I thought looked amazing. The cinematics and the preview looked really good. Shows Gohan going Super Saiyan, and what I'm hoping is, it may not happen, but this could be the sort of the introduction to going back into Gohan being Mystic again. It could be the possibility of that happening again. Which is what I'm really hoping, to be honest. Everyone has all been shouting and crying for, including myself. We've all been crying for Gohan to finally come back, and we saw a small amount of it in that tournament, the exhibition tournament, but we didn't see it all. So this is what I really want to see, Gohan coming back, and also Piccolo as well, to see how he's developed. So that pretty much sums up the episode, guys. As always, like, share and subscribe. I'll be doing a hell of a lot of Dragon Ball Xenoverse content this week with the DLC coming out, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So stay tuned to my channel. I look forward to maybe some subscriber battles if you guys want as well. As always, guys, like, share and subscribe. I've been LordKing, and thank you very much for watching.